Twitch is undoubtedly one of the largest platforms for consuming content on the internet. Since its inception, it has been a big pioneer of community building through live streaming. However, despite its big stake on the cultural zeitgeist, it's unprofitable for its parent company. On top of that, the platform and its leadership have been embroiled in a web of corruption and controversy, which, under the leadership of their current CEO, Dan Clancy, appears inescapable, ultimately causing Twitch to become one of the most controversial platforms on the internet. In today's video, we'll talk about how Twitch got in this mess, a history on the company, Dan Clancy's corruption and apparent inappropriate relationships with female creators, and the unfair favoritism of the website's most controversial figures. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, this video is brought to you by me. Duh! Look, I know it's been a bit, but I've been cooking and I can't do it without you. So if you do enjoy the content, feel free to hit that like, comment, subscribe combo and consider becoming a member like Sir Fooples III and all these other people. Or maybe Patreon is something you like? Come on, even Sevigny pitched in. One last thing, I've been streaming weekly on my second channel, and if you're into that, why not check it out? Let's go! Road to 100K, Logwig, yeah! Hey, I'm back. In March of 2007, Justin Kan, Emmett Shear, and two others launched a website with the idea that anyone could make a live broadcast. Their site, Justin TV, started with the founder streaming his daily life 24/7. A humble beginning with the idea that you didn't need millions of dollars in writers to put on a live show. Eventually, Justin TV was almost exclusively populated with channels that focused on streaming gameplay. Because of its prominence, in 2011, Justin TV made the decision to transform the gaming category into its own platform, Twitch TV. Over the years, Twitch absolutely took over in live streaming, leaving Justin TV to be a redundant relic of Twitch's history. Consequently, over the year of our Lord 2014, Twitch Interactive was formed, Justin TV shut down, and Amazon would acquire the company, with Emmett Shear remaining CEO. This era of Twitch was not without its own controversy. In fact, I think the problems at Twitch during this era were foundational to current and persistent issues with the platform. For those reasons, I'll briefly go over some of the heavy hitters so that we have something to compare with the current era. Also, be sure to send this to your family or your favorite streamer or fucking asmongold or whatever. Okay, enjoy. Other than a big snafu over a certain banned game I don't think I should name, the early years of the merger were mostly uncontroversial. This was until censorship started running rampant in 2018. You see, it began to seem like Twitch had a favoritism bias for certain creators. Some creators would frankly get away with things that others wouldn't. For example, in 2019, Alinity, who had become quite the controversial figure, absolutely fucking launched her cat without punishment. Meanwhile, other creators were given harsh punishments for doing the same thing or less. Well, at least nowadays they're remaining consistent on animal abuse.
Kaya, please just fucking go.
You see, Alinity also had a big feud with PewDiePie at the time, where she attempted to arrange the removal of one of his videos.
Stupid Twitch thoughts? No.
Seriously? He just said that? I'm gonna copy strike this guy. Just for that word. Gonna copy strike him. Yo! Can we copy strike PewDiePie's latest video? Like right now?
But on the other hand, you have someone like Gideon, who was banned for years for organized harassment after trolling Pokimane in her chat.
Gideon was streaming and told his viewers to go to Pokimane's chat and spam L+ ratio, and he was permanently removed from the platform, calling it a hate brigade. And it's been 8 months now. Gideon's apologized. Him and Pokimane are on good terms, as I understand it, but he is still gone. Yet this girl orders a hot dog extra wiener on stream and only receives a 7-day suspension.
Now, while that ban sounds reasonable on its surface, Gideon quickly apologized and made amends with Poki. Twitch refused to unban him for several years until long after he'd moved on from regular content. Well, until recently.
Keep up the good work, man.
Fast forward to 2020, Twitch announced a, quote, big step forward in community safety called the Twitch Safety Advisory Council. What a nothing title. What the fuck does that even mean? Well, the Twitch Safety Advisory Council, which I will be abbreviating to T-Stack for the rest of this video, was meant to be a group of Twitch creators and safety experts to advise Twitch on policy updates and, quote, healthy streaming habits. Now, you may still be wondering, what the fuck does that mean? Great question. It seems that the intention for this council is to be a sort of circle jerk of concern trolls. One of the TSAC's founding members was a trans deer lady named Ferociously Steph. She often roleplayed as a deer and was widely disliked in the gaming space after advocating for the removal of voice chat in competitive video games.
The only way to have a level playing field at the highest level of play is to have is to not have voice chat, to not have people give up their linguistic profiles. I mean, and maybe you think, you know, if you are a competitive gamer, which a lot of people have been like, Steph, you clearly know nothing about competitive play. Well, competition, by the way, y'all, competition requires you to get every advantage possible. To become the top 0.01% in any video game, you have to squeeze every amount of advantage you can possibly get. Voice chat is unfair. I said a lot of people with cis white male sounding voices are here telling me that voice chat isn't a problem, and that is a fact. Y'all have voices that aren't marginalized coming in and saying, just mute, it's not an issue. Everyone faces harassment. I've heard it all. You're just repeating my like a year ago. Stay mad, haters. I'm right. It's really not that. I think a lot of you gamers are actually white supremacists. Sorry. Just a fact of how I feel.
Almost immediately after her introduction to the TSAC, she went on a literal power trip over her role and threatened to abuse her influence and moderation power against critics.
You better watch out, because I'm pretty cool, and you can't get rid of me. Twitch is endorsing me, and there's nothing you can do about it, so I'm just gonna dance to your sad tears. I'm just gonna drink your tears. And I'm not going anywhere. I have power. They can't take it away from me. And honestly, you know, there are some people that should be afraid of me, and that they are, because I represent moderation and diversity, and I'm gonna come for hurtful, harmful people. If you're a really shitty person, I'm gonna stand up against you. Period. And Twitch is endorsing me to do that, so.
Following this hoopla, after attempting to clarify that the TSAC weren't Twitch employees, Twitch PR swept this under the rug while it operated quietly without any change. This was until 2023, when the TSAC announced 2 new members, and then the program was terminated in 2024. As it turns out, these people were getting paid between $10,000 and $20,000 a year. Funnily enough, the termination was how I found out the program still even existed. I had charitably assumed that Twitch saw the error in their ways all that time ago, but now these shitty policy decisions all this time later make a lot more sense. Moving back to 2020, the simp meme took off, making fun of parasocial audience members who believed they had a chance with their favorite female streamer. Also, it made fun of someone else, but we'll talk about him pretty soon. Instead of simply ignoring this unhealthy behavior like most businesses would, Twitch banned terms like simp, incel, and virgin in any negative context. You gotta make sure that parasocial behavior is all intact. You can't make fun of the unhealthy virgin incel simps. Then, in 2021, Twitch saw an ocean of hate raids, which they failed to take any action for, and they banned the sitting president for off-platform behavior. Also in 2021 was the whole hot tub meta. Since the dawn of Twitch history, there has always been inconsistency in how suggestive content was treated. This was until Twitch finally cracked down in 2021, causing Amaranth to find a loophole by streaming in a hot tub. Instead of fixing this loophole, Twitch made it a category. Softcore porn is legal. Now, all of the controversy previously listed only scratches the surface. There's a lot more, but that's to be expected with most companies. However, 2022 is particularly hectic for Twitch, so much so that GameRant made a whole article about every Twitch controversy in 2022. In late 2022, then president of Twitch, Dan Clancy, announced a change in creator revenue split. For context, many creators had a contract for a better sub split. Twitch was proposing to change the split to 50-50, which they did end up doing for new partners and affiliates, plus everyone else after $100,000 in sub revenue.
And for a long time, I, as well as pretty much everyone else on the platform, has always said that the revenue split across the entire platform should be a flat 70-30 for all creators of all sizes, to match YouTube at the very least. YouTube is 70-30 for all their streamers, 70% to streamers, 30% to YouTube. But Twitch, that deal is only reserved for the select few partners that get that. Everyone else is 50-50. They explain that they'll no longer be offering the 70-30 contracts to any streamers, as well as mentioning the alteration to existing 70-30 premiums. So creators that are already used to the 70-30 deals will maintain 70-30 up to 100 grand, and after 100 grand, it then goes to 50-50. So instead of bringing all creators up to 70-30, they bring everyone down to 50-50. How can you be this out of touch? It's mind-blowing.
Now, with such a huge controversy surrounding a, frankly, anti-creator policy proposal, surely you want to rectify that with your community, right? Well, in March of 2023, founding member Emmett Shear stepped down from his role as CEO for stated family reasons. And his final act as CEO, the thing to rectify the errors of the previous months, was to have the guy who proposed those shitty policy changes replace him as CEO. What a guy. Incoming, Dan Clancy.
Hi, I'm Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch. Suppose you'd like to goon with me.
Dan Clancy is a businessman and the current metrosexual CEO of Twitch. Now, despite what you may think, this isn't some inexperienced buffoon. He's got a PhD in AI and worked at NASA before joining Twitch in 2019. Many have described him as more product-focused than creator-focused. One of his former NASA colleagues even described him as a smart visionary. And I once described a shit I took as a masterpiece. But outside of work, our pal Dan is actually a nice family man with a wife and daughters. He's also a huge fucking gooner. Okay, now, you could say what you want about that. Whatever. Some people have their vices. That's fine. But the creep factor comes in with his alleged and implied behavior around female creators. You know, the same creators who he is the boss of. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Why am I talking about Dan Clancy? Well, Dan has been an explosive failure as CEO. As of 2026, Twitch has low forecasts, with streamers talking about leaving the platform and audience numbers dwindling. He also oversaw an advertiser exodus due to anti-Semitic content, and is a huge fan of Hasan Piker, who seems to get away with a lot more TOS violations than your average Joseph. Oh, and other than being a weird dude and bad CEO, he also does DJ streams on Twitch. He's musically gifted. He's a musical people. Those guys are always kind of weird, huh? But y'all want the juicy stuff, so let's talk about his weird behavior with female streamers.
Yeah, I kissed the wall, just not that wall.
Nora, hands around your dick with a kung fu grip, stroke it back and forth to my little pony.
Where do I even begin? For starters, he used his main online username for his porn accounts, those of which have been archived, and for obvious reasons, I can't show that here, but Dan Clancy is a gooner through and through. And he's seemingly kind of shameless about it. But hey, that's his personal shit, right? If he likes jorking it to some porn, that's fine, I guess. I didn't need to know that. That's his personal business, but hey, he's free to goon. What makes it much stranger, to me at least, is the type of content that he consumes on his own platform. I'm sure you've all seen the clips.
Swipe this way and now you're seeing clips. The clips are, and that's not necessarily, yeah.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay? Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also...
No alt account, no nothing. He's just going for it. To be fair, I do think he is the target demographic. Interestingly enough, one of his early changes as CEO, after receiving some backlash from some suggestive female streamers who got banned, was to allow, quote, artistic nudity. You may be wondering what counted as artistic nudity. Well, you could stream nude as long as no nipples or private parts were visible. Twerking and pole dancing were also permitted as long as it wasn't in a strip club. As you can probably imagine, this immediately went too far and these changes were reversed. He almost got away with it too. Now, I previously made comments about his alleged inappropriate connection with female streamers, and it's not just that he got caught with them on his feed, but he also likes to hang out with them in private.
Wait, there's Dan Clancy. Show me Dan Clancy again.
No.
Tell Dan Clancy we said what's...
There's no way. Wait, Dan Clancy, do you know who I am? Wait, let me ask. That's literally him. Wait, Dan. Wait, Dan Clancy.
Show Daniel Clancy.
Wait, Dan. Dude, I literally just saw Dan Clancy on my soul. I did.
It's happened a few times actually, including at TwitchCon 2025.
Dan Clancy was out a lot of nights with young girls around him, which whatever, man. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But like, it just felt like this con felt so fucking weird, man.
Mr. President, he's hit the second e-thought. Twitch is under attack.
Dan Clancy, I got like a little section at the corner of the club, and Emmy left her award on the table, so I grabbed the award. I'm taking selfies with it, and Mordecai's sitting next to me. I'm like, put your tits in this. So she like has her tits on my shoulder, and she's like holding them up. I'm holding the award, taking these selfies, posted one to Instagram, and Dan Clancy is just staring right at us, just going. And trust me, I have maybe been too much of a Dan Clancy defender in the past. As I looked at it, I was like, oh my God. I realized in that moment I was not drunk enough. That man should not be anywhere near an after party.
He's at everyone.
Now, those more charitable in the audience may be thinking, so what? Who cares? Well, what made it creepy, to me at least, was the fact that it's just kind of a running joke that Dan Clancy flirts with these creators.
Dan Clancy is here! Which is really nice, because I kind of see Dan as a father figure. And just like my real dad, he spends way too much time online hitting on my friends. Sorry.
Now, to be clear, most of what I've said about Dan Clancy being creepy admittedly relies on some speculation. However, what I'm about to say is 100% fact. The night emiru was sexually assaulted while his staff did nothing and the Twitch social media accounts were downplaying and lying about the situation, Dan Clancy was out partying. It's like nothing went wrong. It's like nothing happened. And while we're on the topic, I just want to nail in how disgusting Twitch's behavior was in response to that situation. So, to recap, on October 17th, 2025, the opening day of TwitchCon, emiru was sexually assaulted during a meet and greet by someone who breached the security. Thankfully, emiru security intervened, but Twitch security did nothing. The attacker fled without detention. Initially, according to Emmy, the attacker faced only a 30-day ban from Twitch, which, after backlash, eventually became a permanent ban. The moment was captured and went viral online. The following day, emiru said she didn't feel cared for or protected by Twitch security and wouldn't attend the convention ever again. Twitch's initial statement on the matter was to call the incident completely unacceptable. And then they had the balls to lie to the public by claiming the individual was immediately detained. This was provably false according to those at the convention. So the day after, Dan Clancy took on an interview with none other than Taylor, "Don't believe your eyes, Lorenz."
Yeah, don't believe your eyes, because again, you guys would fall for
the most pathetic excuse for a journalist. The boogers in her nose have more journalistic integrity than her. Fucking long COVID. Don't go to fucking Cuba.
Dan, thanks so much for chatting with me.
Great to meet you.
During this interview, Dan Clancy downplayed the sexual assault, calling it a challenge in today's society, quote, not limited to Twitch, which is frankly a disgusting way to characterize a sexual assault that occurred under your watch.
We saw one Twitch streamer yesterday, emiru, get assaulted by a male fan, and a lot of streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, you know, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps. What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
Yeah, so the safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch, it extends throughout our society.
Ultimately, you are responsible for what happens at an event you organize.
That's the world we live in now.
Demi had posted earlier today that I guess this fan was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon. Why should, I guess, streamers trust Twitch to keep them safe at TwitchCon? Because I feel like simultaneously this has been such a secure event to the point that even like journalists have had struggled. Like, you know, it is very secure, but you know, here's this man that just walks up and is somehow able to bypass all these things. So why should they trust the platform when slip-ups or, you know, issues like this have happened?
Right. Well, I mean, as you know, I think you toured some of what we do in terms of security. The reality is, even as you do a lot in terms of security in today's world, there are challenges that can present themselves, especially when someone is putting themselves out there, right? And so, you know, we try to work very closely with each creator about what they want to do and what works for them. So I don't want to get into any, you know, specifics or details, but part of that is working with creators and, you know, trying to find, and right now we're definitely, you know, ramping it up to make sure creators know that we have the resources there to help them figure out what's right for them.
The statements from the company during this time were extremely tone deaf and lacked any responsibility. And then on the following weekend, emiru went live attacking Twitch's horrible response. You know, the lies, how uncooperative they've been in the investigation. They even refused to identify the attacker, supposedly in fear of a lawsuit, until there was an anonymous tip.
They were not cooperating with law enforcement investigations. I found that out on Monday when I got a phone call from the San Diego police, and they were talking to me, and they basically said, hey, we can't really do anything right now because they apparently know the name of the guy, but they're not giving it to us until a warrant goes through.
emiru also spoke on how Twitch had for a while been uncooperative with her previous guard after, you know, he did his job and prevented something similar.
My previous favorite security guard was permabanned from TwitchCon because at a previous TwitchCon 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, there was a stalker and he held him by the arm until police got there. And because of that, he was indefinitely banned from TwitchCon. Like from all of TwitchCon, not just the venue, because that was in Las Vegas.
Finally, a week after the incident, Twitch and Dan Clancy actually made an apology stating, "We failed, both in allowing it to occur and in our response following. We mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to emiru for all that took place." They also promised a, quote, full safety review and made a little $100,000 donation to violence preventing charities with the promise of, quote, examining everything for future events. Frankly, that roller coaster of events alone is bad enough. I mean, talk about incompetence. The fact that he wasn't forced to resign is shameful, but it gets worse because under Dan Clancy, Twitch has been pretty forgiving to disgusting behavior. Need more? Well, let me introduce you to Nina Lin. Now, don't judge a book by its cover, just listen to her purr.
I never claimed to be the perfect person. I never, ever, ever in my life, actually. If anything, if you're not perfect, this is where you should be. If you are perfect, I don't know. You might have to go to asmongold or some shit, because he's perfect for some reason. Or you might have to go to some other, what's the name? Not important. They're not here anymore.
Wazowski.
Ooh, feisty little thing. During a May 2024 stream, Nina Lin and another streamer named Zoe Spencer were with a dude named Saeed. While live, one restrained Saeed while the other twerked and grinded on him. For obvious reasons, I can't show this on YouTube, but Saeed was visibly uncomfortable and tried pulling away multiple times.
Oh my God. Saeed. Hey, come here. I got you. Hey, come here. So you scared. 23. No,
he's not consenting.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing. He's not saying nothing. He's not.
Good. Oh no. I don't think he wants to. Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there.
It was clear he wasn't cool with this before, during, and after it happened.
Now they got it. Take all of this off. Take it off. Hey, yo, cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Yo, cut the cameras, bro. Zo, do your shit.
Shortly after, Saeed took to social media saying he felt assaulted. These clips briefly resurfaced in May of 2025, and Zoe Spencer issued a full apology. Nina Lynn, however, would remain silent until later. Now, fast forward during the emiru scandal, and these clips resurface again, causing Nina Lynn, Zoe Spencer, and Twitch to face major backlash.
I really do apologize for showing this clip because it is so disgusting. It's so uncomfortable. But I want you guys to really see, and these are the two girls that were in this clip.
This time, both Nina Lynn and Zoe Spencer were banned for a day. In response, Zoe reiterated her apology, and this time, Nina Lynn went on Rage's stream claiming that it actually wasn't sexual assault.
No, so the whole Saeed thing, no one essay Saeed. That's why today I was actually looking for Saeed. I was gonna talk and be like, you definitely felt disrespected as a person. Me, I take accountability what I do. If you dead ass felt disrespected, I didn't know. So you gotta let me know. If you did, I will always apologize. I mean, that's just normal people. But for him to walk around and say all that crazy shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too, though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
People commenting like how is he as a man unable to push two girls off of him? Like, he's clearly laughing in the clip. He's not. How the fuck was she supposed to know he was uncomfortable? But it's they've never what? Like, this is literally why men don't come out about being assaulted. Like, how are you gonna? He was like repeatedly saying no in the clip as well. And like, that is more than a lot of people can do in those situations, you know?
But if that wasn't bad enough, after Saeed made his own response to the situation.
As a person that's literally dealt with sexual assault previously, it has taken a lot, like a large total on my head.
She decided to make jokes about it on her first stream back.
Why you always hitting me? Stop with those. Oh shit, I can't touch you no more because I have to make a sign of NDA. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna come up 3 months later. I won't come. Oh, me punch you? You want me to punch you? Are you okay?
Did you send that in the air or no?
You sure? So I am not sexually assaulting you. No. I am not. You consent to this.
Yes.
You fully am okay with this.
Yes.
You will not use this clip against me later in 3 months later.
Never.
Or 9 months later.
No.
Or 6 months later.
No.
But unfortunately, that's not all. Because shortly after, another clip surfaced of her groping fellow streamer Disguised Toast, who came out about the incident in November of 2025.
Okay, Fred.
Concentrating on the button line.
No, Nina. Oh, why?
Now with even more public pressure, not just on Nina, but also on Twitch, some sort of punishment had to have been due. So Twitch responded with a 1-week ban. That brings our total ban length for Nina Lynn publicly sexually assaulting 2 men on their platform to a whopping 8 days. That's the punishment. That's it.
I don't even know what to say. It's generally bad. Yes, and I said sexual assault live on stream is 1-week ban. How is this possible? There's a point where people should be contacting advertisers and Amazon leadership, and I'm pretty sure we're there. Other Twitch streamers have been banned for months for far less offenses? Yes. Yeah, ask the CEO of Twitch.
After the ban, Nina issued a full public apology for her past behavior and comments via Instagram, while maintaining that she never sexually assaulted anyone. I don't know, Nina, what do you call it? Sexual harassment? You're touching someone's private areas in a sexual context without consent. That sounds like assault to me. While we're still on the subject of Nina Lynn, I think it's important to state the amount of backlash Twitch received for having this individual on the platform, especially given their double standard.
Just the idea of her sexual assault is now a joke on her stream. Like, oh, I just can't touch people anymore. I'll have to NDA you, tee-hee-hee. That's crazy to me. That is just crazy. I know she issued an apology statement not long ago, which I think is pretty blatantly obvious, not her words. I think that was farted out through an actual PR firm, because I don't think she is capable of something like that. I'll stop blabbering here in just a moment, but it is so wild to me how little Twitch did here and how little they seem to care about what's happened on their platform here.
So when she was allegedly caught and then bragged about stealing from a Target,
Ain't nobody missing no fucking money, bitch. Calm the fuck down. No Target is not losing no type of fucking money from some steaks, bitch. Ass fucking bum ass steaks. I don't give a shit. Hold on. Oh, matter of fact, you want to make a news? I got these from Target too, guys. Look, I got these from Target too. Guess how much I paid? $3.99.
Twitch seemingly decided it was finally time to spray some raid on this cockroach by giving her an indefinite ban.
Last ban 1 hour ago. Holy. Get a job, loser.
All was well in the world. Until she was unbanned after 3 weeks.
She got 3-week ban in total. So I think it's a pretty clear message from Twitch that they don't take crimes like sexual assault or stealing all that seriously. A pretty awesome message to be sending to the community, where sexual assault savant Nina Lynn is welcomed back with open arms from Twitch itself, even after unapologetically broadcasting it and then turning the sexual assault event into a joke on her stream.
Not only is it despicable to me that Twitch is constantly willing to excuse this person's behavior, it's also insane that she still managed to benefit from a double standard. That's right. This streamer, Lacari, who mind you is like fucking 17, took flowers from a Walmart to hand to a woman on stream for a bit, I think. I don't know, the kid's fucking retarded and I can barely understand him half the time.
Oh God, we should get this to somebody. Have a beautiful day.
You too.
I got it for you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
God bless you.
Did you already pay for them?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, thank you.
All right, have a good day. God bless you.
All right, bye-bye.
He claimed his assistant was meant to return them, but regardless, he shoplifted from Walmart. And despite being apologetic, he was hit with a 31-day ban from Twitch. Hold on. You're telling me this wretched bitch who publicly sexually assaulted 2 men and bragged about shoplifting gets a few weeks after her 3rd offense in 6 weeks, but this dumb kid gets a full month for doing the same thing without all the extra shitty behavior?
No, Cameron, I didn't ban him longer because he was a boy. I banned him longer because he was black.
At this point, how the fuck can you try to say that there isn't a double standard at Twitch? Like, what fucking—
Hi, it's me, the Joke Police. Originally, there was a joke in here that suggested Nina Lynn may have done something for Dan Clancy in order to get unbanned so easily. However, apparently that's illegal on Twitch. So in order to follow TOS, we're gonna have to leave that one up to your imagination. Thank you, God bless you, and enjoy the rest of the video.
See, for this to even happen. Just fucking pure insanity. And besides the double standard, I think there's another pattern forming here. Like I said earlier, Twitch seems to be lenient on certain gross behavior. But if you aren't sold yet, this last example might actually do the trick. On January 22nd, 2026, Twitch streamer and self-described degenerate Lacari exposed himself in one of the most insane displays I've ever seen on the internet. While live, he opened Notepad to reveal his previously opened tabs containing several links and references to CSEM.
Let me at least add a way to the list of champions that I like. Fuck.
File names and links allegedly included words like jitterbait, lolly, teens, and other references to Club Penguin, bestiality, and incest. Now, instead of ending stream and falling off the face of the earth after this career-ending reveal, EDP Jr. decided to continue streaming while attempting to explain away his actions.
How does it end up there? Okay, let me explain what happened. All right? I was surfing a site. Okay? The shit got downloaded. Like, I didn't trigger a fucking download, it just got downloaded. I opened up the fucking text document. I saw what was in it. I deleted the text document. I deleted it. But the problem with Windows 11 is that even if you delete the text document, it apparently still stays there. So it was still there after I deleted it. I've told you guys 1,000 times that's what happened.
only to get clowned on by his chat and abandoned by his moderators.
Pedophile, pedophile, pedophile.
Well, I guess you know who the real one.
Come on in over here. Have a seat.
Pedophile,
pedophile, pedophile, pedophile, pedophile, pedophile, pedophile, pedophile,
Hey, how are you?
pedophile,
Good. Why don't you
pedophile,
sit right over there?
pedophile, 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 pedo. You hit r/Shaw. Every Redditor in America is going to wake up to the undeniable proof that you're a fucking freak-ass pedophile as vile as you look. Pedo. 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 Pedo.
I need to talk to you for a minute. Why don't you have a seat right there?
Pedo. Pedo. Pedo.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Pedo.
And I want to ask you some questions. Please have a seat.
The clips went viral the following day, and he issued a response where he apologized for exposing his audience to CSIM, while also claiming to having never consumed the content. He then finished by stating that he's going to Guna rehab for the next month and will attempt to get better while taking an indefinite hiatus from streaming. Shortly after, Kick and Twitch banned his accounts, and according to his girlfriend, the Kick ban would be indefinite, but the Twitch ban would only be for 7 days.
I know Lacari is banned off of Twitch and Kick. I'm very aware of that. I know his Kick ban is permanent, and his Twitch ban is, I believe, temporary, 7 days. But even when he comes back, I will not be streaming with Lacari.
This incredibly lenient punishment from Twitch after an alleged crime took place on their platform sparked immense backlash. Twitch remained quiet on the matter, but many took note of his account remaining banned after 7 days had passed. Did Twitch listen? Of course not. He had his ban lifted after only 34 hard days. For as insane as Kick can be, in this instance, Twitch looks awful by comparison. Later, while Lacari claimed to be in Guna rehab, he decided to pop back out to retract the idea that he ever had any illegal material. But it really doesn't change the situation whatsoever. The intent to view or download alleged CSIM is there, and his attempt at getting out of it was pathetic and gross. I guess not in Twitch's eyes. So there. It seems Twitch has a pattern of leniency when it comes to alleged sexual misconduct, even in the most egregious of cases. But I think there's another pattern that's been showing throughout everything I've talked about. Incompetence. Dan Clancy is a weirdo, but he's also very incompetent.
Yeah, the sky is blue, and...
We've already discussed a few examples of Dan Clancy's incompetence, like the rule changes on nudity and his response to the assault of Emiru, but that only scratches the surface. His major contributions to the Twitch platform include gems like the new sub-split, 50-50 for everyone except Special Snowflakes, who get 70-30 for the first 100K in sub revenue per year. After becoming CEO, he did try to slightly walk this change back, by still fucking over small creators. Introducing the Partner Plus program. The more consecutive subscribers you have, the better your split is. How do you make it to 70-30? Well, you need 300 tier 1 subs for 3 consecutive months. Dan Clancy clearly never considered the effect this would have on Frogan.
We are only 11 subs away from 200, and we are halfway through the month, so that's kind of crazy. Do the math! Mama needs to pay rent! Hello?
Could you stop begging for rent? It's so fucking...
Okay, then you know what? Fine. Give me. You know my Venmo. Send me that shit then.
I'm just like, I keep watching and I'm like, oh, here she goes again, begging for rent.
Okay, some of us don't. Okay, then pay my fucking rent then. You know my Venmo. Send me that shit.
You know what? You know what you should do? You should move back home and start a new life. What's wrong with you? Are you in a bad mood?
No, I am because of you. I was doing just fucking fine.
Oh no, I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's just it was a content joke. No, you're gonna call me after stream so we could talk about it like normal people and not on stream?
No, I'm not. I hate when you told me to move back home. Who fucking who?
Another real winner from Dan Clancy was a policy to restrict branded content. Streamers were forced to change the amount of space that sponsor logos could appear on screen. Well, they would have been, but the policy was reversed in 24 hours because everyone hated it. He updated the ads incentive program, which fucking killed the user experience for regular viewers without a subscription. This change was branded as creators get a better revenue split. but that was at the cost of more ads and new ad formats. And while we're on the topic of creators, I wanted to point out this interaction between Twitch's largest creator, Kai Cenat, and Dan Clancy.
I guarantee you it was edited.
It didn't look edited.
Did he tell you what I said?
Yeah, he said you thought it was edited.
No, I'll tell you what I said. Tell you exactly what I said. Miz gave his Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Right? And then he gave like OG. He gave like Soda Poppin' and Rectal and all these OG.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I guess for some people, Mount Rushmore is for the OG.
Yeah, I seen that, yeah.
Okay, and so if that is your thing, then Kai and Speed are at the top of the heap now.
No, you said, no.
And then, so therefore Kai and Speed wouldn't be on. No, I said they're at the top of the heap now, so then Kai and Speed wouldn't be on Mount Rushmore.
You had said, like you can't, you only told me that I was on the Rushmore because you was in front of me.
Oh no, you saw that. No, I had you on that. I meant the clip.
No, you said to Miz, you said the only reason why you put me on Mount Rushmore is because you was in front of me. Yeah. It's okay, bro.
Okay, I might have said that, but that's just talking to me.
I told John though.
I might have said, but then I guarantee you, I might have said that, but they edited where they said, oh, I wouldn't have them on there. I never said that. Okay,
I seen it, but it's all good.
Now, on its surface, it looks like Kai is being a bit of an arrogant asshole here. And while there's definitely some truth to that, there's important context to this. When Kai was doing one of his big subathons, Dan Clancy was one of his guests. During this time, there was a trend going around where people would make a Mount Rushmore of people in a certain field, like a Mount Rushmore of music or a Mount Rushmore of streamers. When Dan was asked by Kai to make one, Kai, Twitch's top streamer, was included.
Mount Rushmore streamers. Your personal.
Ooh. Mount Rushmore streamers. So now, because you have to go back in time, right? Okay. So obviously Kai's there, right? And if you're going to Mount Rushmore streamers, obviously, I think Ninja.
However, later on, another streamer asked Dan the same question, where Dan said Kai was only included because he felt pressured to. Just right out in the open.
It probably should be more historical.
Yeah.
You know, in other words, Kai is big now, but you know, arguably it's like, now he asked me, so I had to put him on there. But arguably it's like, look, you're great, but you can't be on the Mount Rushmore yet.
This is some fucking high school levels of weird pussy behavior from Dan. I'd be kind of pissed too if I were Kai. Dan essentially knocked his top streamer live and admitted to only praising him publicly while he was there. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a very silly situation. But from a business standpoint, it was completely avoidable. Dan should have either stuck with his original list, or maybe not ranked the creators of his own platform publicly, but most importantly, he should have just not made any remark about his top streamer like that. It shows a level of incompetence that isn't fit for someone being CEO. Now, for a little speed around, Dirty Dan also shut down Twitch in South Korea, archives and VODs became limited to only 100 hours, and, until recently, certain aspects of multi-streaming were strictly prohibited, which ironically aligns with the time a certain Golden Boy streamed on YouTube. Speaking of that Golden Boy, many people have noticed that Hasan Piker gets treated very lightly. So let's talk about the moderation at Twitch and just how fucking corrupt it is. As you probably already know, there are a plethora of examples that I could use here. Twitch has always seemingly had creators that received lighter punishment, but even then, they would often eventually come to take action. However, since Dan took over, this hasn't been the case. Now, to be clear, when I talk about moderation, I'm not defending the people who got punished. A lot of these people are dumbasses who have done some stupid fucking shit. I'm also not necessarily advocating for anyone to be banned. Quite the contrary. I think Twitch should soften the rules, especially for things like debate. But if they're gonna have such harsh rules, they ought to be applied equally. One of the best examples I've seen of this was from Ethan's content nuke. In this case, disgraced political streamer Destiny.
It's one disgraced. Excuse me, little bro. You can't even be disgraced because you're not even graced yet at 32.8 thousand subs. So let's slow down.
Called a group of people inbred and received a permanent ban.
Your one-on-one voice trans debates lately have gone well. Don't cancel. It's just not worth it. That community is never worth engaging with. There's just no point in doing it. Like, it's too, the risk of me, like, ending up getting, like, permabanned and my life destroyed because of these, like, inbred fucking disgusting losers is, like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
Meanwhile, Hasan has repeatedly described a group of people as inbred without punishment.
Every week, there was another fucking psychopathic settler, inbred fucking douchebag, just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks.
Calling us inbred, that we have no culture.
Telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture. Inbred, some of the most inbred fundamentalist hicks. The inbred hicks of Israel. 14-year-old inbred psychopath. Inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths.
Speaking of Destiny, a lot of people have actually called for his death without any punishment.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Can somebody just like, it would just be so easy to just, it will save, like, solve all of our problems. We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Well, except for Mike from PA.
Anything that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Tucked again, my boy.
So if a guy pays for my tab,
I think I'm getting your attention.
He's just always fucking getting cucked. These next two examples are quite interesting. So, one of Twitch's top streamers at the time, Aiden Ross, had signed a deal with a competitor, Kick, and was shortly thereafter banned from Twitch for, quote, unmoderated hateful conduct in chat. That's right. His chat got him banned. On other platforms, if someone types something against TOS in chat, the chatter gets in trouble. But on Twitch, that's all you. iShowSpeed, one of the biggest streamers ever, was banned for 2 years over a rape joke, which, even if it was in bad taste, where was that energy when Nina Lynn sexually assaulted someone on stream twice? There are plenty more examples I can list. However, nothing compares to the awful moderation and unprecedented favoritism of Hasan Piker. When Hasan blatantly violates the rules, he often gets away with it. But occasionally, when he is punished, it's usually on his off day, Sunday. That way he can both play victim to his audience while also being completely unaffected. A great example is when Hasan blatantly broke TOS by playing terrorist propaganda videos uncritically, praising them live without any ban.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way, just so you know. These fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my food. Yeah.
I'm so confused. What is this?
اسأل أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي واسألوا عن الحشود العسكري يوم سيطرنا على الخوبة بآلي ما نبالي بالهبر والمدفعية.
This actually happened several times.
How can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with?
But when Ethan Klein called this out in his content nuke, he got a 30-day ban from Twitch for playing it live.
Oh my God! It got banned for encouraging or glorifying extreme violence.
Whoa.
That's fucking,
wow.
That's Hasan's content that's on your platform that he didn't get in trouble for. Holy fuck.
Interesting.
Whoa!
This ban was reversed after a couple of days, but holy shit. It's just so obvious. Now, I would be here all day if I listed them all in detail. So let me go through a bit of a rapid fire.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
1 week banned.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Banned on Sunday, his off day.
These are 2 previous sieges that Israel implemented on Gaza.
1 day banned. Others got a 7 to 30 day ban or a permanent ban for doing something similar.
Israel dick riders out there, you fucking rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. You fucking run around going, oh my God, Israel first, Israel first. Why are you tying this back to Palestine? You fucking rabid ultra-Zionist pigs.
Banned for 7 days, but reduced to 3 after appeal. Destiny has been perma-banned for similar rhetoric. Now, here are some instances where he wasn't banned when he broke TOS. Praising terrorist organizations.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Attacking a transgender viewer.
My issue as a trans person is the fact that you, a guy that isn't super well versed on trans shit, brought on a known transphobe knowing he might bring up transphobic shit. You aren't exactly a Vosh at trans debates. I hope that the rest of your life is as horrible as it is every single day, okay? There you go. You are fucking cancer.
Telling a 33-month subscriber to die.
Dude, never do this, okay? Never do this. Just never do that, okay? Fucking die if you're gonna do that, okay?
Violent rhetoric.
Kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Alleged animal abuse.
Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
And of course, the most recent and blatantly corrupt clip.
15 years out from Iraq, eat my balls. Do you even have your balls remaining? Or did a fucking IED explode them for you, dumbass? Shut the fuck up talking about Islam. You are an infinitely bigger terrorist than any random Muslim ever could be, dumbass. Shut your bitch ass up. Go enjoy your fucking PTSD, asshole. Fuck you. Whatever, bitch. I'll start fucking live streaming on YouTube tomorrow. Suck my dick. No, you're getting clipped. By people who keep going, yeah, base. No, we gotta give more money to Israel. Those people who are gonna fucking turn around and then now act as though they give a shit about veterans. The same people like Asmongold who fucking celebrated when that Navy SEAL with his uniform had his fucking arm broken. Really? That's what we're doing? If Twitch can apply this fucking double standard when one veteran is getting their fucking arm broken by an American congressperson for opposing America waging Israel's wars, when Twitch doesn't fucking ban Asmongold for laughing at that and saying, yeah, base, and that he deserved it, when Twitch literally doesn't say a single damn thing about that, but then turns around and tries to ban me for this shit, fuck this platform. I will never fucking come back here.
Yeah, he pulled a Frogan.
U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Now, you could say what you want about what the chatter was saying, but it's important to note, out of all the people he could have picked to chastise publicly, do you think it was unintentional that he picked the Islamophobic one? I don't think so. The best part is he knew he broke TOS, so he threatened that he'd quit the platform if he was banned over it.
When Twitch literally doesn't say a single damn thing about that, but then turns around and tries to ban me for this shit, fuck this platform. I will never fucking come back here.
And I gotta be honest, I won't criticize Hasan for that. He's just taking advantage of Twitch's corrupt moderation. It's ultimately on Twitch to be impartial in applying their rules, and they're not. And he knows that. There are so many more clips that I could show. Some are probably coming to your head right now, but I think you're already well aware. And if you weren't, I think I've made my point well enough. After all, I'd just be continuing to beat a fucking dead horse. My last example for this chapter is the very strange ban of Dan Saltman in late 2024. The ban was for, quote, extreme harassment. According to Dan himself, the ban referenced a clip from January 1st of 2001, years before Twitch or Justin TV even fucking existed. In all reality, the ban seems to be the result of his public crusade against Twitch and the anti-Semitic moderation bias when it came to Hasan Piker. He organized a campaign to email advertisers about Hasan's behavior, criticized Twitch's policy changes, and was heavily critical of Frogan's racial tier list at TwitchCon. This reason is a lot more plausible and fits the behavior we've already seen from Twitch. Man, with all this ballsy behavior from Twitch and Dan, you'd assume they'd have nothing to worry about. They must be rolling in dough. I mean, why fix something that's profitable? Well, Twitch isn't profitable. Not at all. Let's talk about it. Not only is Twitch unprofitable, it's been declining. In 2024, Twitch only generated $1.8 billion in revenue, an 8% decrease from the year prior. Internal documents have called the company a zombie brand, and the losses sit anywhere from $200 to $500 million a year.
I'll be blunt, we aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch, and a big thing for being sustainable over time is ensuring that we don't lose money. And that's a big part of my job because that's going to be what makes sure we can be here for long term.
You see, when Amazon acquired Twitch in 2014, the company was already operating at a loss. Companies will often do this despite the loss for various reasons. A good example of this is Microsoft's Xbox. Fun fact, Xbox consoles, even at their height of popularity, were never profitable for Microsoft. However, they had value just by their stake in the market. Similarly, Twitch's value to Amazon is the value of the ecosystem and long-term potential. But just how long is long-term? YouTube was unprofitable for 10 years under Google, but that's no longer the case. YouTube is now a profitable company for Google, and only 10% of that money is from ads. Why isn't Twitch profitable after 11 years under Amazon? How does it stay afloat? Well, to answer the latter, Twitch stays afloat via Amazon subsidies. With Amazon Prime being the main benefactor for Twitch retention, viewers have more incentive to take advantage of their Prime membership and use it outside of Twitch by buying products or watching TV. The problem with that is the Prime subscription is one of Twitch's main losses. Twitch does not gain from Prime subs, only the streamer benefits. So, if you have a Prime sub and don't like Twitch, you should use it on a dormant Twitch channel like mine. To put it bluntly, Twitch's existence relies on Amazon's patience. So with every ad boycott from anti-Semitic behavior to every controversy, Twitch becomes less and less profitable and more of a burden to Amazon. Right now, Twitch's biggest saving grace is the built-in audience it's had for over a decade. Now, you may be wondering, why haven't platforms like YouTube or Kick taken over? Well, this is easy to answer as a creator who enjoys streaming. Twitch just has great tools and a great interface. Twitch, by default, has hundreds of emotes and several ways to monetize through bits, subs, and ads. There are lots of community tools like 24-hour live chat, hype trains, VIP roles, and better moderator control. While Kick has tried to match some of these features, it's been slow in doing so. And while YouTube is a great platform to stream on, some of the alternatives to Twitch feel lackluster in implementation. So with all of this in mind, what's going to happen to Twitch? Well, in my opinion, Twitch's future relies on themselves. They have the cards to exist forever, but have been slowly killing themselves through their actions. And with the media finally taking note of the behavior of Twitch's golden boy, it won't be long until that negative attention extends to the company. So basically, if things continue to go the way that they are, Twitch will be a relic of a bygone era within the coming decades.
Up and down on my ivory tower. My big white cock make a rest in power in this big white.
So with all of this in mind, do I think Twitch will die? Well, it depends. In our free market, the way that you get the attention of companies is through your dollar value. So if you don't like the product or you want the product to change, you don't generate profit for it. So with that, I'm going to be using up some of Twitch's servers by running this video on my account for the next week or two. If you have a Prime sub that you haven't been using, feel free to use it on my channel. This is probably the best way I feel I can get my message across by using the platform without necessarily financially promoting it. And fuck, who doesn't have an Amazon Prime account? So yeah, Twitch may survive on Amazon's deep pockets for another decade, but with each advertiser exodus, every Hasan scandal, and every tone-deaf apology, they're digging in their butt. But especially, they're digging in their own grave. In conclusion, I don't like Twitch, and I think more people should make fun of Dan Clancy.